Men are envious of women, basically. It's the thesis statement of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. If you've ever watched any Tyler Perry movie ever, there's you gotta get
in order to talk about the truth. We brought up TP.
Charlamagne, are we live? Are we live? Are we live? DJ Envy, are we live? Are we live? Can the people hear my voice? Cause I'm at the Breakfast Club and I'm addressing all the lies.
A lot of men are envious. I was scrolling Tracy Ellis Ross thing. A lot of men are envious and secretly hate the women that they are dating. Whether she's more successful than them, looks better than them, or more abundant than them, they are jealous of her. So they attempt to belittle her and break her down to bring her down to their level of insecurity and stagnant energy. They often also seek after women who are out of their league as a power kick, but when they encounter a woman who's confident and satisfied with her life, they attempt to make her feel insecure and appeal as the villain in their failed ego trip. Men are envious of women, basically. It's the thesis statement of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, good. We can debate about this because I think that makes no sense in my book. Like, I have an older sister. She's older than me. I've not been envious of her.
No, not in that sense. Just in the sense of like in the dating world.
I wish I could get ran through. I don't, bro.
No, bro.
Like, I don't know.
Based on what she's saying.
I wish.
Based on what she's saying.
I don't know anybody run through me.
There are people out there. There are guys out there that, yeah, you feel me? Like, it's a challenge. Like, you know, to get this woman that she's describing to make themselves feel better. Like she said, it's an ego trip. And then when you get her,
it's an ego trip to get a chick, but it's so they get her so they could bash her, and then that's they're going on.
Yeah,
that part
that's
too?
The thing that happens.
You seen this?
This is happening.
You did this.
No.
So who do you know who did this?
Me personally?
Yes.
No, I don't know anybody that's personally done this.
Who did this happen to?
I don't have to know.
Who did this happen to, bro? Because you do have to.
A lot of. No, what do you mean?
If a nigga said I miss space aliens, you would make him prove it.
A real life example.
You do. Though.
No, I don't. I don't.
Then why do you believe? You at least have to break that down. Why do you believe this? No, you never did it. Your bro never did it. You don't think I did it.
No, because men have fragile egos. A lot of men have fragile egos. So this right here will actually. I
can agree with that for sure.
Well, it will make, in a weird way, it will make them feel good about themselves to do this.
So again, would it make a man feel good about himself to slam dunk on another nigga head? Like, would it make a man feel good to just slam dunk on a nigga?
Yeah, I would think so.
Would it make a man feel good to like make $100?
Yeah.
Would it make a man feel good to like laugh and joke with his homies?
Yeah.
Would it make a man feel good to beat up the biggest nigga on the block?
Yeah.
Why are they doing this then? In your estimate, because again, you say you've never seen anybody do this.
So they're doing,
I've never seen anybody do it, and I can't.
Fragile masculinity, like so again, it's.
But if I beat another nigga up, like, then I will have beat.
Nobody's just going out here and just beating people up, though. Like,
but men are going out here becoming envious of women.
Yeah,
pursuing them, like sexually, like having sex.
Yeah,
with them,
I think a lot of
bashing them.
A lot of guys don't really.
Isn't it easier to just walk outside and just clock a guy?
I don't think that's as gratifying as that, right? So as
you ever beat a nigga up?
What she described, yeah, I have.
How did you feel after?
I felt like Leonidas from 300.
Did you feel bad that you did it? Oh,
no, I didn't feel bad.
Did you feel better than if you had said, "Girl, you ain't shit"?
Yes.
Okay, then I don't get it. Then what are these guys doing?
No, and it's good that you don't understand.
They don't even get it, girls, but they want to do this though. Okay.
So because look at it like this, there's a lot of people that are secretly competing with their partners. Unfortunately,
and a lot of men
that are jealous of their partners. Yeah, there's a lot of guys in relationships.
Well, why though? What are they?
So that like she said, so she might be more abundant. She might make more money. When she walks in the room, she's the star, right?
She's the main character.
She's the main character.
Main character energy.
She's the main character. A lot of men can't.
Which film did she do?
You know what?
Who has asked her to be in a movie?
You know what that? A lot of men can't handle that.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm
Most
telling you.
people who say they main character, they're not the star of a team. They're not the star of a show. They're not doing anything of note or import.
But you gotta.
They're talking about how they're the main
You
character
gotta understand this
on the
though.
internet, on Twitter.
You probably never felt like this. I never felt like this. But
I didn't. I made
a
myself
lot-
the main character in some shit. You know,
A lot of men are intimidated, and then
type the script.
and then okay, boom, or they take it as a challenge, right? On point.
Have you ever heard somebody say, "I have main character energy," and agree with them? Have you ever heard?
I don't.
Have you ever?
Like I heard it verbally. Or
They
like
said
just I
it.
saw it?
I'm a main character, and then you said you are.
I don't really. I don't talk to people who like talk like that. So
Okay, and why is that? Because they're immature or
Because-
delusional? Which one? Which one is the reason you don't choose to talk to them? Because
Yo,
I'm listening, and
that's a good question.
I don't respond because they're immature and delusional. That's why I don't respond, and
If
that's
you-
also why
if
I've
you-
never said I have main character energy.
If you gotta say it, you don't got it.
There you go. there we have it. If you actually have to express that everyone is jealous and envious of you, you probably you're missing something.
Yeah.
You know who everybody is jealous and envious of? LeBron James.
Yeah.
He has never mentioned that.
Yeah.
Stephen A. He never even said it.
Yeah.
He said something else.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, I mean, that's
bro,
I'm gonna get her. She thinks she's I'm gonna show her like really what it is, and then they get in the scenario, and then they're
I know
like,
exactly what you're talking about.
and then they feel, and then once they're in the scenario, they may go in genuinely liking shorty, and then they get in that situation where like they can't handle it. Their ego and pride does not allow them to handle
We
that.
might need to get ASAP Rocky away from Rihanna.
A lot of guys
I see what he's doing
A lot of
now.
guys couldn't be ASAP.
What he did was he impregnated her with 2 children, showed her love for years and years and years. Ultimately, his plan is to thwart her greatness.
A lot of guys will do that. You see it. They'll get the chick pregnant.
I didn't see
They'll
it.
get
You saw it. So you tell me.
They get the
where
girl
did you see
pregnant
it?
and then they get out of there. They
Like you were watching
put
the
a
main.
baby in there, they leave.
Okay, you were watching the main stage, and you saw a man on that stage and a woman on that stage, and it reminded you of this. Who was that man and who was that woman?
Look, I'll just use Offset and Cardi B as an example right now.
Offset is trying to steal her,
Or
because I think I saw this
of
on
what
the internet.
he said, "Oh, I won. You're a baby mama now." Like that's kind of the
Well, Offset is
that's
hurt,
the
bro.
summation of like what she's saying though. It's like
Cardi's getting ran through by Stephon Diggs, bro. He's hurt.
yeah,
He misses that.
he is, but he's trying to bring her down though, and he's using that to bring her down, right?
Okay, this is the reason we don't have a Cardi B album, because Offset has been secretly hating this whole time in private, in secret.
Hey, she was the star of the relationship.
Now I get it, guys. Offset.
More money.
Everybody do a user-generated content. We're going to put a clown face on Offset for treating Cardi B like this.
Well, I mean, I can't speak to all of that, but that's just a small example.
But you got to speak to something, bro, because there's nobody you know. Your mans didn't do this. None of your
Not that
homeboys
I
did.
know of.
So you just kick it with the solid. You don't kick it with none of these envious,
No, that's what I'm
jealous,
saying. That's what I'm saying. I
lame-ass
don't know.
niggas.
I don't know everything that they've done in the past. Like,
You know that when that girl got that promotion, that man was like, you didn't even deserve it.
especially guys that are not where they want to be in life. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that, but that's just
And
a
it-
person that's not where they want to be. That has nothing to do with most men.
But
like,
no, I'm not. I won't say most. I'm saying a lot though.
okay, a lot of men.
I think.
Ladies, y'all got y'all one time. I'm gonna let you go.
I think
TikTok gonna go
I'm
crazy for you.
telling
bro.
you, especially now that we like women are in that era where it's like they're making more money, they have more education, they have more businesses. Like, you feel me? Women is up right now,
And so this is
and
what
a
niggas
lot of
saying.
guys can't handle that, bro. A lot of guys can't handle that.
I'm gonna be honest.
So
bro.
the only
I-
thing
I
that they
just-
they'll use their looks, their charm, their sexual prowess. They'll use a lot of things to get in there, and then I gotta bring you down. Like it's weird. It's weird.
Counterpoint time.
Yeah.
And we'll just keep it short because we move on to the next.
Yeah.
So counterpoint. Have you ever seen a situation where a woman gets an accolade and her behavior starts to become a little sassy and bratty?
Yeah.
Okay, and maybe that guy is responding to that. Me and you have just considered this circumstance, seeking truth, right? Okay. Did we reach objectivity, utilizing fact? Or did we assume many things that we cannot prove in hopes that women will say, I agree? That's my experience.
I mean,
I don't have a bad attitude. Is that what we... Because I'm trying to figure it...
My truth. Right, so...
Your truth.
I would say...
Your truth.
I would say that these things are facts. You feel me?
Okay. All right. Well,
Can't prove them, but you know what I mean.
I can't prove it.
I think these things very likely exist because just knowing how, if you've ever watched any Tyler Perry movie ever, there's you gotta get
in
there.
order to talk about the truth, we brought up TP. My boy said we gonna mention my namesake somehow.
It comes from somewhere.
So that movie.
Wait.
You remember we talked about the Tyler Perry movie?
You got a good bank. You got a good job at the bank.
That man definitely resembled many men that I know in real life, and that woman definitely didn't play into that whole situation by being naive and foolish and idiotic the whole time.
So was he not trying to diminish her, right?
I got a good job down at the bank. We gonna divorce.
Right. So
they made me do that to my father.
What
happened, bro? What did you do to him, bro?
You don't think that there's any men out there that would cause harm, emotional abuse, or physical to a woman for the sake of his own self-righteousness or ego? Or to feel better.
Ego, for sure. I feel, yes, bro. I know that there are women who harm. I know that there are women who have been harmed by men. I know men have harmed women before, emotionally and physically. Here is what I'm saying, right? What I'm saying is that sometimes, what I'm saying is I don't believe that happens.
A lot.
A lot. I don't believe that most men who are upset with their woman are actually, in fact, envious of her or hate her because they are envious of her. It's like that Drake shit. Like, they don't want to see me lit. You are fire and you do have many number ones. Yeah. You act like a bitch ass nigga a lot of the time. So that's why I don't want to see you lit, bro. Yeah. If I actually don't want to see you lit, it's because of that. But it's not even that I don't want to see you lit. I want you to stop doing the bullshit. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about women who say shit like this. I want you to stop doing the bullshit. Look, baby, if you just won an award or something, right? I'm ecstatic. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't even know why that. I don't know what reality that would make me consider the fact that I have not won an award. I don't know in what reality a man like me hasn't won an award or has some sort of achievement that he can focus his mind state on, so that he doesn't have to be envious of anyone. So, in my experience, when a person has told me something like this, mainly, I am presenting an issue to her, like, oh, I don't like the way you're doing this, but it's about her behavior. It's about her demeanor. It's about her attitude. It's about an actual thing that I can point to and say, hey, this is the thing I would like you to cease doing. And if it were to cease, I wouldn't bring it up. And if you continue to do it, I'm not going to bring it up. Either way, I'm not hating on you. I'm just asking you. I'm communicating with you as a partner saying, hey, I prefer this. And a lot of times people don't like being told that they don't exhibit the preferences that you have.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. A lot of people, women, men, children, immature minds everywhere, just don't like it when you say, hey, I have this preference. You are not fitting into that. Now they need to cope and explain why the thing that they are is exactly what they need to be, but you have an issue with it. And it's because you hate them and you're jealous. Well, isn't that what like a little kid would say if you got called them out?
I agree with the fact that it's not most men. I also agree that it's not just men that are envious of their partners. I think there's women out there that are envious of their partners as well. Yeah. Right. So
there are parents who are envious of their children, bro.
Yeah. And then the last thing you said was like the deflection, or I don't know if it's called revisionist history, right? But like just
the gaslighting, manipulation,
like spinning it to like fit, to make you feel good about yourself, right? Or you're not taking accountability. You're saying, oh, it must be that. And then there's the other situations where it's actually that. You feel me? So
yeah. I mean, I get it, bro. There are mean men, ladies.
That's a likely scenario.
Does that happen sometimes? Yeah. I don't even want to say it happens the majority of the times, because we know a lot of these niggas are lame as fuck, and they can't even be happy for their girl.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So like, it in a weird way, it makes them. It's gratifying for them to.
I'm disgusted
to do that. I'm
gonna be honest, guys. Whoever's doing that, I'm disgusted with you.
And again, I think it's again primarily men that have not achieved the things that they want to, or not where they want to be in life, and that are.
I don't think it's the majority of you guys.
No.
I think it's probably like a small fraction of even who's accused of doing this where it's actually true. Because from my mind, it makes zero sense as to why a person would be jealous of their partner. It makes even less sense as to why a man would be jealous of a woman.
A lot of guys can't. A lot of guys can't, and then last thing, they can't even date a woman that makes more money than them.
Why not?
You gotta ask them.
And on that note, I had no idea how we were gonna get to this clip, but it just so happens that I'm gonna bring it up, and we're gonna do 2 minutes.
50-50. Remember they were saying that you said he was cheap, or they were saying that you were.
Oh, the splitting the bills.
The splitting 50-50, yeah. The 50-50. Remember, what was the tea on that?
Yeah, do I look like anybody that would split anything?
So you guys broke up?
She does look good.
No, this is the question. Do I look like I would go 50-50 on bills?
No.
Okay.
And look at what happened. She caught herself flexing and got a bigger flex on her. Now he's with somebody he doesn't have to pay a dime for. So it didn't work.
Exactly.
You lost them.
And you find that most men would be adverse. I'm gonna flip the coin.
Somebody with more money that will do 50-50.
Yeah, first of all, I don't even think you have to go 50-50 with. I don't think he paid for anything since he's been with Taylor.
Look, you think that made my boy Travis Kelce, a football player, one of the most brutal, masculine sports on the planet Earth? You think he's sad he doesn't have to pay for everything with Taylor?
No, but again,
she clearly makes more money.
He
than
goes
him, right?
against what the type of men.
Would you be sad?
I'd be ecstatic.
Would your homeboy that you know personally be sad because his girl is guapped up and he doesn't have to pay for everything?
No.
So since you only know good guys and I only know good men too, we don't have to speak about the trash ass losers who do things that make no sense because they're so broke. They don't want their girl to be guapped up. Dude, it doesn't make sense. You're broke. You want her to be broke too? Come on, bro.
No, it doesn't make sense.
That makes no sense, bro. And you know men that are living by this. He knows zero men. We're going to move forward. He doesn't know anybody that falls into any one of those ridiculous categories. On the next topic, we got to move it swiftly.
What time you got?
We got...
I can't even see that.
4?
Like right after 4?
I think it's like
4 on the dot.
4:05, 4 on the dot.
Okay.